Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's live stream. Today is March 4th, 2025. And to begin the live stream, I do want to take a look at some of the economic calendar, or I guess some of the economic news here today. So we don't really have any red voter news today besides the one at 8 p.m. And it's during a time where I'm not necessarily trading here. So it's later today. Actually near the evening. So no red voter news here. Coming into the actual charts here for today. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. So the daily objective for me here, coming into today, was for us to take out previous day low. So we have actually we took out the weekly low here, which was my weekly objective here for NQ coming into this week. So now that I can't necessarily use the weekly time frame anymore to provide me a bias. So I can't use a weekly time frame, right? So coming into today, I have to base my idea here, or my order flow, higher time frame order flow here, based off of this daily candle. And the way that we created yesterday's daily candle suggested to me that we are most likely going to attack previous day low. And we actually just took out previous day low here, or not just took out, but we took it out at 7 a.m. So there's that. So now that the weekly time frame, or the weekly objective and the daily objective has been completed, I can no longer use those two time frames to provide me a bias, right? So coming into this morning, I'm actually going to elect to use the 4-hour candle. So this candle right here. I'm going to use that candle, and I'm going to use the 8-hour candle, because both of those time frames here, they're about to close in about 26 minutes or so. So once we close on those two candles, I'll have a new bias, right? So here, can we anticipate, the 4-hour low or the 8-hour low to be taken, or will I be anticipating the 4-hour high and the 8-hour high to be taken? Well, if we were to close right now on those two time frames, the 4-hour and the 8-hour, my best bet is for us to take out the 4-hour low and the 8-hour low. But I don't want to, jump to conclusions here. I'm going to let prices do its thing. But yeah. So like I said, daily objective, we have already completed that. The daily objective here, just simply looking at how we created this daily candle, it's most likely that prices is going to take out the daily low, right? It's a pretty bearish down close candle. We closed below this fair value gaps candle's low here. So notice how there is a daily fair value gap right here. And we closed below the second fair value gaps candle's low, which is, I'm going to make this a purple line. So notice how yesterday's candle's closure is below the purple line, right? This to me means that we're going to treat this, most likely going to treat this fair value gap, this daily fair value gap here, denoted by the blue line, as a breakaway gap. So I want to see this fair value gap be treated as a breakaway gap. So the next objective here coming into today would for us to be able to take out the daily low. Same concept here as well on the weekly time frame, right? This weekly candle, bearish weekly candle, I can anticipate for us to take out the weekly low. After we take out the weekly low, I can't force an objective here. Same thing here on the monthly candle as well. Bearish monthly candle. My objective coming into this month was the monthly low. After we complete those specific time frames, right, the weekly, the monthly, and the daily, I can no longer use those time frames anymore. I have to wait until a candle closure. So I have to wait until the daily candle closes, until the weekly candle closes, until the monthly candle closes for an objective. But that doesn't necessarily stop me from trading, right? Because I can use the 4-hour time frame. I can use the 8-hour time frame. I can use a 6-hour time frame. I can use a 1-hour time frame. Every single candle has an open, high, low, close. Like this candle right here has, this hourly candle has an open, high, low, close. This 4-hour candle or 6-hour candle has an open, high, low, close. Every single candle has an open, high, low, close. If you can anticipate what the next candle is going to do, that's very, very beneficial. But yeah, coming into today, like I said, I don't want to force. I don't really want to force anything here, because like I said, we have already completed the daily, weekly, and monthly objective. So I'm gonna wait until we close here on the 4-hour and the 8-hour time frame. And let's see here, what are some things that I could continue, or what I could do here while we wait. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna put away some. Oh. Alright, so coming into today, I do want to take a look at some of the pros and cons here and some of the things that I could continue to work on coming into this week. We're getting really close to 1,200 slides here on this Google Slides, which is kind of insane to me. So coming into, or I guess some of the things that I learned from last week are these points right here. So what should I continue doing coming into this week? Well, the first thing is I should continue to take consistent models, consistent trades, right? Every single trade that I take this week, I should be able to identify a higher time frame objective. I should be able to identify a model, and I should be able to identify what my entry pattern is. The higher time frame objective is essentially the answer to this question: why should prices continue higher or lower? And I'll go more into detail whenever I'm actually doing a trade breakdown. But just know that the higher time frame objective is the reason why I am anticipating for prices to continue higher or lower. My model is essentially the time frame that I'm using to align myself with that specific higher time frame objective, right? So if my higher time frame objective is on the 4-hour time frame, my model would be on the hourly candle. It would be based off of the hourly candle. My entry pattern here is so going from the hourly model, I would use maybe a 15-minute fair value gap, right, to target the model's objective and the higher time frame objective. And my entry pattern is always going to be a fair value gap. ICT does state that, like, you know, you can use his order block, you can use his breaker block, you can use his mitigation block, you can use whatever block that he has. My entry pattern of choice is the fair value gap. It's the easiest to see, and I have a very I'm more keen towards the fair value gap than other entry patterns. All right. Second, understanding time frame alignment. So going back to the little, I guess, scenario that I just gave you guys, where I'm going from the 4-hour time frame, the hourly time frame, and the 15-minute time frame. Notice how I'm not going from a 4-hour, 5-minute to 1 second or something like that, right?
I know a lot of people where they would anticipate a weekly objective to be completed, right? But they're taking their entry pattern based off of the 1 minute time frame. So they go from, weekly objective straight onto the 1 minute time frame. There's no correlation between the weekly and the 1 minute. That's like reading page 1 straight to page 50. You're skipping 49 pages worth of information and you have no idea what happened in between, right? Did the main character die, or did you might have missed some new characters. That's essentially what you're doing if you go from the weekly straight onto the 1 minute. And that's exaggerating it, but it could be like the 4 hour higher time frame objective, and you're going straight to the 1 minute model. There has to be correlation between the time frames that you're choosing, right? Every single time frame is fractal, but you have to understand that not every single time frame aligns with one another. You have to take it one step at a time. So you can have a hourly higher time frame objective, a 15-minute model, and maybe a 1 minute entry pattern. That makes sense. But you can't have a 4 hour higher time frame objective and then straight onto a 1 minute model, right? There's no correlation there. Third, so this is actually part of a trade here. So this concept of lack of SMT. So there was a trade that I took last week where I was anticipating lower prices because of the idea that we were lacking SMT, right? SMT, or a strong swing low and a strong swing high, is always going to be accompanied with a SMT, right? So I'll just go over it with you guys just briefly. So if my mouse decides to work. So right here, this low, the previous weekly low, this low there was no SMTs here between NQ and ES, right? Because I know that a strong low will always be accompanied with SMT, that leads me to believe that because of the lack of SMT, we should continue lower on both the indices, right? If this low right here was a strong swing low, then it should have been accompanied by SMT. But because there is a lack of SMT, then I can anticipate the opposite, that we should continue lower. So that's essentially what that's part of a concept that I used last week. The very powerful concept, right? Yeah, selling above the open in bearish conditions and buying below the open in bullish conditions. So like this week, coming into this week, I wanted to see us take out previous week's low, right? So that means I am anticipating for us to create a down close candle. And notice where the best buys, or I guess the best sells here, would have been above the weekly open, because I already have a bias, right, that we should continue lower. So if I know that, I should be selling above the open. So whenever we're trading above the weekly open here, and the weekly open is denoted by that little red box right there. When we're trading above that, or whenever we're trading within that red box, or however far we are, I want to be taking my sell orders there, right? It's better to be a part of the manipulation, or not the manipulation leg, but it's better to sell in this manipulation leg, because you know what the next candle, or you have an idea of what the next candle is going to be like. And like I said, the next candle, I was anticipating it for it to be a down close candle, so a open, high, low, close candle. What do? We open, we're here at the dotted line, we manipulated higher coming into Sunday, and we expanded lower. that's an open, high, low, close, right? We have the open, high, low, and then the closure will be towards Thursday and Friday. So there's that. And 15, last but not least, remaining patient. Sometimes the market conditions aren't going to be favorable for your strategy, right? Or your strategy isn't going to be present in the current market conditions. So if market conditions are just not reliable and it's just really back and forth, right? There's no clear direction, and you can't, and I can't, if I can't apply my higher time frame objective, my model and my entry pattern to it, then I simply just sit on my hands. There's no reason for me to force anything here, right? So there's that. And today I'm only going to be, or I guess coming into this week, only going to be forcing, or not forcing, but only going to be trading with the equilibrium model and the expansion model. And I said, like I said, more details for these models whenever I do a review over them. But yeah, what can I continue to work on? You know, keeping my actions and my thoughts consistent with my goals and values. You know, very putting an emphasis on that. I believe that's the most crucial thing here, is just practice that consistency and maintaining consistent thoughts, right, that are aligned with your goals and values. Second, creating this knowledge, obtaining this knowledge and understanding that provides value to others. There's a question that I asked myself last week was, how can I provide, or how can I offer value to society in general and myself as well? And my answer for that was to have a good understanding, a firm understanding of how the financial markets work and the functionalities of the economy. And I will have that understanding, right? And once I have that understanding and knowing how to manipulate money, I guess, I will be able to help myself and others make good financial decisions. Some improvements here coming into this week. Taking consistent trades, right? Like I said, every single trade that I take, I should have a higher time frame objective, I should have a model, and I should have an entry pattern. Every single one of those components, each one of those components should be present whenever I'm doing a trade breakdown, right? If I were to pull up a random trade right now, if I were to just grab a random trade here in this journal, that trade should have these components here, right? Second, implementing and preaching the importance of time frame alignment. Like I said, don't skip pages in a book, right? You never go from page 1 straight to page 50. You're gonna miss out on a lot of information. You're not gonna know what happened in between page 1 and page 50. New characters could have been added. You know, the plot line could have changed, and you don't want to do that. So align your time frames. Third, be patient. Don't force trades. Sometimes you're going to have to go through days, weeks without clicking the button. That's completely fine. Be content with that and allow the markets to come to you. And learn, right? Knowledge cannot be taken away from you. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the pros and cons. We have about 10 minutes left until we close here on the 4-hour and the 8-hour time frame here. So like I said, for today, I'm going to have to rely on the 4-hour candle, 8-hour candle for my higher time frame objective. If we were to have to close right now on these two specific time frames, right, the 4-hour and the 8-hour, my best bet is for us to take out this 4-hour low and this 8-hour low. But like I said, I'm gonna wait until we close here in about 8 minutes to really confirm a bias. But yeah, for right now, like I said, my best bet, 4-hour low, 8-hour low. Let's do a chess game. Let's play some chess games before we actually get ready for the charts. I'll play one game and then I'll go back to the charts. $8.52. Oh wow, 313 is actually advertised. When is UFC 313? Is it this Thursday or Saturday? I mean, March 8th. Oh, it is. Oh shoot, it's this Thursday or this Saturday. Let's go. Not too sure why Buddy hasn't gone yet, but I sure is taking his sweet time. I do want to take a look at what's actually happening here on where is prices going here on PS, right? Are we? I want to go here, but this guy can just jump here. Okay. I'm gonna go here just to aggravate him. No, that's actually a really good move though here. Oh. Right now. I can castle. Oh, he go here.
Oj gosh. Oh, he still takes this. Oh, Shiba, that's GG's, boys. Alright, wait, I did not calculate that. Oh man, well, GG's. Unfortunate. ES is selling off pretty hard here compared to NQ. But kind of NQ is kind of lacking in bearishness. Give me 1 second. I'm actually gonna log into my funded futures account just so I can get prepped and get ready. All right, so here we are. Here's the open. 1 second. Morning objective has been completed. And like I said before, my morning objective, it's going to be based off of how we close here on the 4-hour candle, right? 4-hour candle and the 8-hour candle. What did both of these time frames? What did both of these time frames suggest? Lower prices, right? The 4-hour candle, this is the 4-hour low, and the 4-hour low is the same low as the 8-hour low. What does that suggest? That suggests is that we should complete the 8-hour objective within the next 4 hours. And what we just took out the 4-hour low and the 8-hour low as well. So now I can't really force a model anymore, right? I'm just gonna sit on my hands. There's really no need for me to force okay, because my objective here, like I said, has already been completed. So it's the same case as what happened on the daily time frame. The daily time frame and the weekly time frame and the monthly time frame, all three of those time frames objective has been completed. And what did we just do here on the 4-hour time frame? Complete an objective. So I'm not gonna force anything here. I don't want to force anything. And yeah. So right now I'm just gonna sit my hands. No need to force anything. So I do want to go over. I do want to make a video here actually, and go over here with you guys. When is a fair value gap valid, right? What makes a fair value gap good? But I'm actually gonna do that probably off stream. But yeah, that's like I said. I think that's gonna be all for today's live stream. I've already gone over the morning objective here with you guys. I've gone over the daily, weekly, and monthly. And if you guys do want to join the live, or not the live stream, but join the Discord, where I post all of my market analysis, and I do, I guess, one-on-one teachings, and there's a whole community in there as well. So if you guys want to join it, it's going to be in the link in the description. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time.